In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best ways to make money in Erlc as of 2023. If you do enjoy this video, or if it does help you out at all, then please do make sure that you drop a like and subscribe. But let's get straight into it. Okay, so almost every year now I've done a different one of these videos because we normally get some different robberies and they get quite outdated, the map changes, things like that. But this year I'm doing another one and it's gonna be very interesting because we've had some more robberies this time. So let's get straight into it. And the first thing that you want to do is go over to the tool store. So the tool store is just behind the jewelry store here. So from civilian spawn you drive out, come around here, come to the jewelry store and go just behind it, and then the tool store is just over here. What you want to do is you want to run inside of here and you run up to this counter and you want to buy every single thing here except the knife, baseball bat and the hammer, or the spray can as well. So you want to buy the lockpick, which is 675, the RFID disruptor, which is 415, and the drill, which is 1000. I would also recommend a scanner, but you don't actually need that if you don't want to get it. It's just a little bit helpful and it will help you determine if you actually need to rob something or whatever. So once you've got that, you want to head straight over to the jewelry store. Now a tip that you should do is always follow like a strict schedule in a way. So always do the same thing. So this schedule is jewelry store, ATM, bank, registers, house, and then repeat that. Okay, so I'm going to show you all of this, and obviously if you can't do the bank because you're not in a mafia. So once you're at the jewelry store, you want to grab your drill, you want to run inside. I'm in a private server, so there's no cops, but you will be in a public server. Make sure you're in a public server, otherwise your money will not save. Then you want to come over to this case in this corner here, and then you want to make sure you can see this door over there and then the front door as well, so you can see if any cops are nearby. Open your scanner, activate it, check there's no cops in your area. If they are, try and make sure they're not driving in your direction. You can also park your car like around the back here and then you're more hidden. Grab the drill, press E. I would recommend normal. Hard is very difficult. Easy is really easy, but you won't get as much money. I recommend normal unless you're really experienced. But then all you need to do is spam left click. I'm sure you all know how to do this robbery. Don't spam it too quick, because if I spam it too quick, you can see it starts to go too far to the right side. So you want to make sure you're keeping this black line in the green space, and you need to try and estimate your clicks as best as you can to get it in the middle of that green spot. And it's not too difficult on normal mode, it is quite easy. And there you go. As you can see, I got $1,580 from that. So obviously once you rob something, please make sure you know you have to stay alive and in the game for 4 minutes. That means you can't switch teams, you can't leave the game, you can't die, you can't get arrested, nothing. You have to stay alive and running until that disappears in the bottom left corner. And then what you want to do is rob an ATM. So you can either go to one in the city, which is quite close. You can go to one all the way in like Springfield if you wanted to. If you really don't want to get caught, like if you've got 5 stars or something, just go to Springfield. No one's really ever in Springfield, so you're much more likely to get away with it. If you can't bother to drive over there, come to civilian spawn and hide in this little area here. This is probably the next best one. Run up to here, take out your RFID disruptor, and then in the bottom right you will see this. You want to click it, and again you get a lot more from this. If you do hard, you get 8,750, easy 3,000, normal 6,250. So I always do normal, it's not too difficult. And then you have to color correct this. So where this says 93D, that's here, you can judge that based on the color, and I have to left click when it highlights it. So as you can see, I failed that one. I don't think I'm actually going to do this very well. It has been quite a while since I've done one of these robberies, which I didn't. I did really bad there, oops. But even if you fail it, it doesn't matter. If you did do it, then you would have got money. If you fail it, it doesn't matter. The next place you want to go is the gun store. So far we've been to the tool store, jewelry store, ATM, gun store. Once we've been to the gun store, we're going to go to a cash register and rob the cash register. So this is where the 2023 version of this video kind of comes into play, because you want to get a gun. Let's just get the AK-47 because why not? And then while you're here, you can literally rob this. So while you're here, you can shoot these cash registers, shoot both of them open, come around here and hold E to steal the cash. You can see I'm stealing the cash just here, and as you can see I got 835 from that. So this is a really good way of making money, and you can do this literally at like any building you can go in. So once you've been to the gun store, yeah, you can go like over to the cafe, maybe over to Three Guys. Let's go over to Three Guys. But there is actually a cooldown for how many times you can rob these, so I'm not sure how long it is. I think it's only a few minutes, but you won't be able to rob them like directly straight after. So this is kind of the point where you just kind of sat around a little bit with not really much to do. So you can either go and hide, or the next thing I would recommend you do is go and rob a house. So we bought a lockpick earlier, that's so we can rob houses. So the closest houses, if you don't want to rob anything, so rob the one at the gun store while when you buy a gun, then you don't have to drive anywhere else. Once you've done that, literally just drive around from the gun store and come over here to these houses. Gun store is literally just down there. Come to one of these houses, kind of like try and hide your car if you can. I'm really bad at the houses, so I'm gonna do the easy mode because I am really bad at doing these house ones. You can see easy mode really is very easy. It's like impossible to fail on the easy mode. Like it is extremely easy. Jinx myself a bit there. But the thing with the houses is if you fail the lockpicks like I just did there, then you can literally just go back to the tool store and buy a lockpick again. And the reason I chose them houses over there is because it is close to the tool store. So if I buy another lockpick, it is $675 each time, so don't buy one too many times, otherwise you'll end up wasting all of your money. But as soon as you've got one, come over here, head round this like pathway again, back over to the house. You can do a different house if you want, and I also recommend you rob the smaller houses, because if you rob a 2-story house, you'll spend a lot more time inside of them, like running around trying to get more money, whereas in the small house and the big houses you get the exact same amount of money. So let's try this again on easy mode. There we go, and now I've successfully robbed this house. So we can come in, press E to steal all the money. You can see the money is much closer, and you get exactly the same amount in this house as you do in the bigger houses. It's just much quicker to be in and out of this house. And as you can see in the bottom left, all of that cash I just got, I've run away, I'm out, and we're free. We can go again. And now this is the stage where you just repeat every single thing we have done. So now what you want to do is go back to the tool store, and you want to just buy everything again. So straight from the houses, I don't know why I took the really long way around there. Straight from the houses, come back to the tool store, run inside, and then buy every single thing that you bought at the start again. You don't need to buy the hammers or the knives or anything like that. You should still have your scanner. Now once you've used your scanner, it will disappear. You can see I've got 47 seconds remaining. So once this runs out, I have to buy a new one. So if you want, you can just wait here till this runs out and then buy a new one, but you won't really need a scanner. Every time you do a robbery, I always recommend having a scanner and just checking in this little yellow circle that's surrounding you if there's any police, because any police will show up in that yellow circle if you have the scanner out and activated. But yeah, that is the best ways to get money. And at any point in between, if you kind of like lose something, or you can't rob somewhere, maybe you can't rob an ATM because there's too many police there, that's fine. You can use these cash registers. Now they've added these, it's kind of changed the way you get money, because you see you can just come and rob these. Like for example, if you're trying to rob an ATM like I said, and there's loads of cops surrounding it, or you want to rob the jewelry store and there's loads of cops there and loads of people and there's a big situation happening, instead of robbing that, just come and rob one of these little cash registers, because you get more from these than you do from a jewelry store, unless you rob more than one case, but usually you can't do that because the police will respond. But that is the best way to get money in Erlc as of 2023. I'm not sure what else will be coming. I'm not sure if there'll be any more robberies in the near future. If there is, then this video will still mostly stay in date, so don't worry. Even if there is a new robbery, I still wouldn't worry about it, because these robberies will stay the same and will still work just like this. And one final thing I want to note is the bank. So you don't actually need to rob the bank. I wouldn't recommend robbing the bank at all. Yes, you get some money from it. You don't get a lot of money, but you can't get too much money from the bank, and obviously it splits between however many people are in your mafia, and it's very risky because it's very easy to die in the bank. Like all of the police come, and you've also got like the chemicals that like come out after you've been in the bank for like a certain amount of time, like 30 seconds, and if you stay in there for too long, you will die. And obviously you won't be able to escape really easily because the police will just completely surround it. So they'll either shoot you or you'll get arrested that way. So again, I would not recommend the bank. I wouldn't recommend joining any mafias. Make sure you're not in a mafia, otherwise your revenue will get split between everyone in your mafia. And a little thing to note is I highly recommend buying the Mafia Game Pass. You get 25% more money on every single robbery, which means that if you make $1 million and you have the Mafia Game Pass, you'll actually be making $1.2 million or 1,250,000. So 250k extra just from spending like 300 Robux on a Game Pass. If you want to see a full Game Pass review of that, I made a Game Pass review. Check that out from the description down below. But like I said, that is the best way to make money and the fastest way to make money in Erlc as of 2023. I really hope this helped some of you out. If it did, please do make sure you are liking and subscribing. Join my Discord server at discord.gg/amaze. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AmazePlays_, and of course follow me on TikTok at AmazePlaysYT. But like I said, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.